Hey guys, welcome back to the homestead. The rain finally let up for a little bit today, so I thought I'd go around and give you guys a little tour of the farm and how all the veggies and everything that I've planted for my summer garden is going so far. I'll also take you around and show you the chickens and the goats, just so you get an all-around view of what we've been doing around the homestead for the past few days. So let's go. So we've butchered all of the meat birds. We only have a few ducks and a couple of the barred rocks left. So all the meat chickens are in the freezer now, and we just have a few duckies in here and a couple of pullets. The hens are all doing really well. We're getting lots of eggs still. And they're all just hanging out. It's a little wet right now because it was just pouring about an hour ago. And the sun came out, so I thought I'd come outside and walk around and give you a tour of everything around. Mulberries have come in now, and you can see we have lots of ripe mulberries. So all the girls are bred and getting nice and fat and lazy. I've been letting them out. They've eaten down this entire side here, and we're gonna fence off the back portion back there for them next week. Okay, let's head back up the hill and take a look at the veggies growing in the greenhouse, as well as some of the in-ground and the container garden we have going this year. We have some blueberries that are really coming along now. Almost there. And this is growing in a container. I have 2 of these growing on the side of my stairs that leads down the hill. And that's the chicken coop over there and the tractor here. I have some cauliflower growing in between the weeds here, as well as some broccoli. It needs to be weeded pretty urgently. This is that original row of corn that I planted. You can see how the tops of some of these were cut off, and I think it's from the bunnies. So they're trying to grow, but boy, do I have so many things trying to eat this corn. Sheesh. Here's the taro root that I planted about a week or so ago, maybe a little over a week ago. They're really starting to spread out and put out a bunch of different leaves now. And right next to that is the other corn. This is the Canadian Super Sweet. It's doing really well, no pest damage, nothing has touched these. So I'm hoping for a pretty good crop out of those. And right beside that I have my sunflowers right there. On the side of my greenhouse I have some raspberries that I've kept in the containers. You can see I have raspberries on here. This one is ready. I'm gonna pick this one off. Fell apart in my hands. Let's try it. Wow, that's really sweet. Wow, really good. Just gonna wait for the rest of them. I have a grapevine here, and I did see some little grapes on here. Some tiny little guys there. I'm not hoping for any big harvests or anything, but it's doing really well, and I wanted to climb up this pole here. I have another one on that pole there. I'll show it to you. I have another grapevine on this one here that I'm hoping to trellis up this pole. That's right beside my greenhouse here. And I have some beets that I can harvest out of here. Some of them you can see. There's some beets right there forming. It's a beet. Here's some more beets growing alongside some turnips and some garlic. And I just kind of sprinkled all the seeds in here. Planted the garlic bulbs, and I just love how it looks. It's really pretty. Right here I have some cabbages. Let's see, they're just starting to head up now. There's two in here. I should probably remove one and keep one in there. I have another little one in here. It was getting eaten by bugs, and but once I sprayed it with the insecticidal soap, it started to bounce back. And I just have some onions. This is my pot of herbs. I have wild oregano that I pulled out of my front yard where my oregano was growing, and I potted it up into this pot. When I first moved here, I brought parsley with us, and it overseeded, and it just stays in here and overseeds every winter. It just kind of comes back. And then I also had some dill seeds, and I sprinkled some dill seeds in here, and some dill fighting for some space in here. So I have 3 different herbs in here. I love the dill. On potatoes, it's so delicious. Let's head inside of the greenhouse and see how everything's doing there. The container with some sweet potatoes is just starting to put out some runners now, so that'll be good. Okay, so my grow bags, I have my sweet peppers. These were the exotic Caribbean sweet peppers. I'm not exactly sure the variety, but they're doing so well. They've grown so much. They love being in the warmth of the greenhouse. And I just come in here and I kind of shake them to help with pollination a bit because they're not outside. There's a pepper right there. So, gotten some pollination. That's what I was worried about, and we have proof that it's being pollinated, so that's wonderful. I have some eggplant that I have in a container here that's covered with this cloth because it was being eaten by a lot of the pests, so I covered it up. I have some more peppers. I have to actually harvest those today, So I'm gonna do that now. Peppers here. Pop this off. And this one. So these two are my first two peppers of the season so far. And they're the Hungarian wax peppers, so I'm pretty excited about that. They're supposed to be a mildly hot pepper. I'm not a big hot pepper fan, so I probably will harvest most of these for my parents, but they should be pretty excited about these, and I'm excited just to have them as my first harvest so far. They're putting out a lot more flowers on there, you can see, on both the Hungarians. And this pepper here is that 2-year-old pepper plant. Actually, it's 12 months old. I planted it last summer from seed, and I brought it inside and kept it alive by window and light for part of the winter, and then I brought it back outside this year. Even down the stem here, there's peppers. It's putting out a lot of fruit. I have peppers here. There's a pepper that's forming, and this is doing really well. I'm super excited to see how it performs compared to my first year peppers. Here I have some cabbages, or I think Brussels sprouts actually. I see a little bit of pest damage here. I'm gonna bring my insecticidal soap and my BT and give these bad boys one more spray, because I see a little bit of pest damage on some of these leaves, like this one here. So I want to make sure they're not going to get eaten by any pests this year. So I'll spray these guys one more time. Here's my lemon plant. It has a lemon on it there. Some pineapple tops that I'm growing. These are clones of white mulberries that I've cloned. And my tomato that I caged around with some netting basically. And then I zip tied the tomatoes to the netting. And then I have the netting kind of going all the way up to the roof of the greenhouse. So we have a lot of tomato flowers. Most of them have flowers on them now. Let's see. And they're all being held up because I did zip tie the tomato to the netting so that they're being held up. So you can see I did it to each of them. And as they grow, I'm just gonna zip tie them to the netting and kind of do it like that and see how that works. It's been working well so far. None of them are flopping over. I've broke off all of the bottom branches off of these, so nothing's touching the ground. I have the container full of sweet potatoes here, regular potatoes, 2 containers. I have some, this is a pumpkin that's in a container. It's doing great. It's trying to branch off and vine off now. And then right beside it, I have my cucumbers in another container as well, and they're doing really well. Down here, I have some, this is where I actually poured all of my grass clippings, and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna plant my watermelon here. So I planted the watermelon, and they've all sprouted, and you can see the watermelon there, and they're doing really well. These potatoes are almost on their way out, so I'll be probably harvesting these guys soon. So I'm just gonna wait for them a little bit longer, and then I'll be harvesting them. But look at that potted pumpkin. Wow. These are the bananas that I overwinter every year. They're on their 3rd year almost. Yeah, 3rd year. And they're a little wilty because I just brought them out a couple of days ago, but they'll adjust and they'll bounce back in no time. Well guys, thank you so much for coming with me on this little evening tour of the homestead. I hope you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and make sure you come back to the homestead for even more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay peaceful.